Massive fucking fraud check. Mario Bautista. This was an easy pick. If you knew and analyzed the stylistic matchup in this one, you knew that Oliveira swings wildly, and you knew that Bautista was going to time those perfect takedowns and take the fight to the ground. And that's exactly what happened. Was going for a Kimura, gets the round 2 submission with a rear naked choke. That shit was deep. Oliveira taps out so fast. It's over. Oliveira does not belong at 135. He needs to be fighting at 145. The weight cut is too much. Brutal, disgusting fraud check. Mario Bautista cements himself in the rankings. He calls out Corey Sandhagen. Now, I picked Bautista by submission. I thought it was going to be round 5. I thought he was going to drain Oliveira longer. No, Oliveira gets drained and runs out of gas in a single round. Oliveira's never going to make it at 135. And as he gets older, that weight cutting is only going to get more and more brutal. So, great win for Mario Bautista. You know, our picks, we didn't do that bad. We didn't do that shabby. The Almeida pick was bad, but the 2 women's fights, okay. Like, we got the Whiplash pick, right? We got Kyoji Horiguchi. I thought it was going to be a round 2 knockout. He goes to decision. Like I said, Kyoji Horiguchi went kamikaze on Albazi. He went Bataan Death March on Albazi's ass, beats him up, destroys that giant Babylonian beak, that big fat nose that he has, makes it bleed all over the place. Kyoji Horiguchi, if he had gotten to finish, he could have had like one more fight maybe, and then obvious title shot. They have to get the title shot next to Cap or Taylor, one of those guys. He's not going to get a title shot off of this with Joshua Van, but Joshua Van says he wants to be an active champion, so eventually maybe that matchup will happen with Van and Horiguchi. Albazi, though, too many injuries, too inactive. He sucks. It's over for the Albazi stands. This one, though, I wanted Jailton Almeida to lose. I just wish it wasn't like this. You get out-blobbed by the Dagestani. Oh, God. Of course this was going to happen. The benefit of hindsight. Of course the Dagestani is going to Dagestani his way to a decision and blob his way and beat Jailton Almeida. In a way, I'm kind of sad for Almeida. You know? I wanted to see him knocked out. I wanted to see him lose. But not like this, man. Rizvan Kuniev gets a second fight with a ranked fighter that he doesn't deserve, and now is going to be ranked himself. They're probably going to do Pavlovich versus Kuniev now. Oh, God, fuck. And Kuniev wins that one, you know? If they do that fight, Kuniev beats Pavlovich. You know why? Because Pavlovich, his UFC debut, he gets out-grappled by Alistair Overeem. And ground and pound finished by Overeem. Kuniev is going to blob his way to beating Pavlovich. He'll be a top 5 ranked fighter. And then what? I think Cyril Gane beats Kuniev. Actually, no. Does he? Does Cyril Gane beat Kuniev? Like, Cyril Gane pieces up Kuniev on the feet, but if Kuniev comes in with grappling, yeah, he beats Gane too, right? Fuck. It's really only Volkov. Volkov can beat Kuniev because he's so long and tall and he destroys him on the feet. But Volkov's getting up there in age, and, you know, tall guys, really big tall guys don't last that long when they get older because their knees kind of buckle. You know, all the cartilage within their knees kind of goes bad. Fuck Jailton Almeida. Fuck this hairy Dagestani pig, Rizvan Kuniev. I hate heavyweight. I do. Curse this godforsaken division. It was supposed to be Ryan Spann. They could have gotten anybody else. They could have gotten some unranked heavyweight bum that hasn't fought in a long time. But no, they gotta do Almeida. So now, because it was Almeida, Kuniev's gonna be high up in the rankings. Mikhail Oleksiejczuk versus Marc-Andre Barriault. Dude, I picked Oleksiejczuk, but he's not going to make it that far either. I was getting hyped up on him when he moved to the Fighting Nerds, beat Boont Gang Dumas, beat GM3. I knew he was going to beat Marc-Andre Barriol. His defense is not that good. His fight IQ is not that good. His boxing, good enough to beat these low-ranked bums. These low-level bums, but nah. I don't know what's going to happen next with him. Depending on who they put for his next opponent, I'm probably going to pick his opponent. Like, if they do Vettori, okay, fine. I'll pick Oleksiejczuk to outbox and piece up Vettori, because Vettori is so slow and stupid. And Oleksiejczuk would have the speed in that one. But, like, I'm thinking a 41-year-old Jared Cannonier would destroy Mikhail Oleksiejczuk. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many guys that are ranked at middleweight that still piece him and destroy him. And I just don't see him ever having success in the long term. So, 3-fight win streak, it's good, but now he's off into the deep end of the pool again. He called out for a ranked fighter. Okay, well, a lot of the ranked fighters beat you. I'm sorry, it is what it is. Like, you should not... Marc-Andre Barriol has, like, what, 10 or 11 losses on his record? You should not be going to decision against this guy. There were so many chances for you to finish the fight. He had Marc-Andre hurt. He was fighting with that high guard in a defensive posture. Marc-Andre, he's going to counter with those hooks, and that's exactly what happened. He catches Mikhail Oleksiejczuk, wobbles him a little bit, and then Mikhail gets tired in the second. I'm not impressed with that performance. I'm not impressed with your performance. We move on. Basharat got this one right on the dot. Farid Basharat, what he's on, like a 6-fight win streak now, I think. Gene Matsumoto, I was going back and forth in my head. I knew Gene Matsumoto was going to do some damage, but I couldn't pick him because Farid, he fights very cautiously on the back foot, and I knew he was going to pick him apart. Did a lot of damage to Gene's face, makes him bleed in the first round. It was split decision, I think. Yeah. I called this one right on the dot. I'm happy about this pick, but I'm even more happy about this pick because I got this one perfect. Dustin Jacoby absolutely destroys Julius Walker, and I got it on round 2 because I knew that Walker was going to come in with the takedowns in round 1 and stall it out, and he got good takedowns. He was ragdolling him. Julius Walker is a big 205er. He's listed as 6'4". I think he's 6'5". He's really big. He made Dustin Jacoby look small, and Jacoby's 6'3". But despite that, people were picking Julius Walker because it's a grappler versus a kickboxer. Therefore, the grappler wins. No. 3-round winning streak, all by knockouts. It's time for Dustin Jacoby to get a ranked fighter. He's getting up there in age. One last hurrah, the Hanyak. He wants to fight in the White House. Obviously a big Trump supporter. I've kind of soured on Trump, but who cares what I think? I'm not really big on Trump anymore, let's just say that. But Jacoby, he gets it done. Who should he fight next? Zhang Mingyang? I think they should do Zhang Mingyang. And the White House. USA versus China. You know, it's obvious. But from what I hear, there's only going to be like 6 fights on the White House card. And if that's true, then I highly doubt they're going to put Dustin Jacoby on there. Highly doubt it. Everybody wants to be on that card except for Brandon Royval. We all know why Brandon Royval doesn't want to be on that card, okay? No mames way. If you know, you know. Next one, Daniil Donchenko versus Alex Morono. Piss poor performance for Daniil Donchenko. Goes to decision. Does not have much finishing potential up against an injured fighter standing in front of him with a fucked up leg. Was killing him with the calf kicks, but he gassed out. He gassed out in the second round. I don't know if I'm going to be picking him from now on, depending on who he fights. Like Alex Morono, he should have finished Alex Morono off very fast, very easily. But it goes to decision. I'm always going to be hyped up on these prospects. I'm always going to be tuning in for their fights and watching them. But a win's a win. Hey, you know, a win's a win. Fine. He's going to have a lot of trouble in the future at welterweight. Welterweight is stacked. There's killers at welterweight. It's the most stacked division. Even with Shavkat's absence, it is still the most stacked division in my opinion. And Donchenko, he's in a division of killers. He's not going to last unless he improves bigly. Veretennikov versus Nico Price. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking of putting this one as a decision. Veretennikov destroys Nico Price in round 1. I think it was because, oh no, I don't have any excuses for this. I put Veretennikov by decision. Wow, I'm a dumbass. It should have been round 1 KO on my part. Because he destroys Nico Price. He needs to retire. Veretennikov with the elbows was destroying him up against the cage. Nico Price was still standing on his feet, but looked dead. He looked like Bigfoot Silva, just getting brain damage. He's not going to live that long. Years have been taken away from his life because he has not retired yet. He's probably going to die an extra 2 to 3 years younger than what he should have because of this Nikolai Veretennikov fight. It's that bad. He has taken so much unnecessary brain damage. Fuck, man. Easy pick, though. You should have gone with Veretennikov. Souza versus Brazil. Dog shit fight. Worst fight of the card. I went with Brazil because she's longer and taller, and I thought that she would keep the distance and pick apart Souza. But no, Souza with proving once again the ugly tattooed lesbian beats the fighter that looks more feminine. Not always, but in that case, yeah. Basharat decision. Javid Basharat sucks. Supposed to be against Said Nurmagomedov. This fucking Mexican guy, not that bad to be honest. Took it on short notice. Was overweight by 5 pounds. So, that's the reason why he had a lot of belly fat. Basharat outlast, gets it done. What the fuck was I thinking? I should have just gone with Kong Wang, honestly. Next time, okay, I'm still learning my harsh lessons picking these women fights. I'm getting better at picking men's fights. Like, we did really good on the men's fights. The women's fights, though, you gotta... It's a completely different aspect. It's not the same thing. The grappler should beat the striker, unless it's Dustin Jacoby. That's a specific situation. Eduardo Mora fucking sucks. My God. Kong Wang gets it done by decision. Jacob Wicklage, my best pick. Oh, I was so close to decision. I think if he didn't get that submission, Wicklage probably would have won on the decision. But it would have been close. Split decision. Because he definitely won the first round. I can't remember what happened in the second. Did he win the second? I think he did. But the third round he was losing, right? Or no. Gafarov was winning the second. And Jacob probably would have won the third, I think. I don't know. I have to rewatch it. But Jacob gets the submission at 4 minutes and 59 seconds of round 3. Yakub! The leader, the founder of the tribe of Shabazz, dude. The creator of the white race. Kurwa! Jacob Wicklage, he's not going to last long. But great win against Muin Gafarov. Who does that to Muin Gafarov? Who does that to fucking Patchy Mix? Bummy Mix, whose name reminds me of some crap low-brand cereal. Jacob Wicklage isn't here to take part. He's here to take over. And he gets it fucking done. I am hyped up on Jacob Wicklage. Even if he's not going to make it that far. Claudia Segula, the Lesbo Destroyer. See, this is what I'm talking about. You can't always pick the ugly, masculine, butchy lesbian over the more feminine-looking fighter because Claudia Segula exists. She destroys Alexieva, another Russian lesbian, and she destroys Priscilla Cachoeira. You know what? We can talk shit about women's fights. Bruna Brazil and Souza was dog shit. This fight was actually good. Segula has no power in her hands, but she was piecing up Priscilla Cachoeira. Go rewatch this fight if you haven't. It's actually entertaining. And she destroys Cachoeira. And that's that. Our picks. Look at all those green names. We got 3 red names. 2 of those are women. Almeida... We should have gone with Kuniev. Almeida was taking it on short notice. I just thought because Kuniev was a fat, plotty heavyweight, Almeida was going to run through him just like he's done with all these fat fucks. But should have gone with the Dagestani ethnic pick. Kuniev is Dagestani. Not a lot of big fat oh no, what am I talking about? There is a lot of big fat Dagestanis. Rizvan Kuniev, Shamil Gaziev, Shamil Abdurmahimov. And see, that was my rationale, that Almeida beat Shamil Abdurmahimov. He beat one fat Dagestani before. He was going to beat another one. Well, Kuniev, he's a different Dagestani. Kuniev actually has a full set of hair. And so I should have known, dude. The bald, fat, plotty fucks are worse than the guys that actually have their hair intact. They have more of those Turkic genetics. Dude, Bautista, fraud checks Oliveira. That's that. That was UFC Fight Night, Vegas 113. My recap video. Like, comment, subscribe. The double upload, the rare double upload in a single day. I'll catch you motherfuckers in the next one. Peace out.